Birshutchem, welcome to the Daily Zohar, Friday, the week before Pesach. This shiur is going to be dedicated to the Refuah Shlema of Yitzchak Kadesh ben Devorah, Chaya Ziva bat Devorah, Reuven ben Nuriel, and to the Parnasah and abundance of Ilan ben Etzion, Yonatan ben Rachamim, Fegel Sarah, Bat Reuven Lev, Rafael Aryeh ben Shmuel Tzvi, and for Be'ezrat Hashem, hoping a shidduch quickly to find an appropriate soulmate of Michael ben Baruch and David ben Baruch. And all others who are in any need, feel free to contact us at rabbigaon@gmail.com, questions, suggestions, etc. And if you want to help us out, join us at, Yeshiva Etzion.com, Yeshiva without an H at the end, Etzion, Etzion. The Zohar says the following: Zechor et Yom HaShabbat, remember the day of the Sabbath, Shabbat, lekabel, in order to receive, or it is parallel to, lo ta'aneh bereacha et shakir, that you should not become a full witness to your re'ah, which means your best friend, your buddy. That's right. It brings me to a interesting thing that we used to say, or funny things that we used to say when we were kids, and when we were young and heart was an open book. We used to say, he lied on Shabbos? Oh my goodness, how can you lie on Shabbos? And it was a funny thing, then you grow up and you kind of disregard it. So what's a big deal, lie on Shabbos or lie on Tuesday? The lie is a lie, right? And it was a lie on Shabbat. Wow, this man, he lied on Shabbat. And, he kind of, okay, whatever, I guess that's what we say, what we used to say, silly kids. But then you meet the Zohar, and the Zohar says the following. The Amar Rabbi Yosef. Rabbi Yosef said the following: Shabbat nikret edut. Shabbat is a testimony. V'tzarich ha'adam leha'id al zeh. And a Jew need to give testimony on that. What we call edut. Edut could be also a covenant. Edut could be many things, right? But in this case, I need to testify. I need to bring about for me the testimony on what happened. And what happens, by the way, is what we're talking about is the existence of God in the world, and God created Maaseh Bereshit, the revelation of God, the first time that He revealed Himself through the creation, which is Zecher L'Maaseh Bereshit. Zecher L'Maaseh Bereshit is a commemoration for creation. That's when God first time revealed Himself. Zikaron L'Maaseh Bereshit. Zecher L'Maaseh Bereshit. Zecher L'Yetziat Mitzrayim. Shabbat and Yetziat Mitzrayim go in a certain aspect hand in hand. Why? Again, HaKadosh Baruch Hu revealed Himself in such a magnitude, and such out in the open, in Yetziat Mitzrayim, there was only equivalent to the revelation of God in creation. God would reveal Himself one more time. God, nobody else. God would reveal Himself one more time. The Almighty, the one and only. He who is one and nothing else is but Him, and everything comes from Him. But all the powers of Him. So don't get mistaken. How and when? At the end of time. The battle's over, it's going to happen over Jerusalem. And you see sometimes how we're heading towards certain things. All the nations are going to gather. The final battle, not necessarily between the Jews, between the two empires. It's going to be over Jerusalem. And God will reveal Himself. The prophet uses a metaphor of He will put His feet on Har Zeitim. In other words, it's going to be such a revelation. Then Har Zeitim, Mount Olives, is going to split into two. I know of people. Somebody once told me that he says, I don't want to be buried in Mount Olives. I said, why? He said, I don't know exactly where it's going to split. You know, I imagine I will be buried there. It splits in half. I'll fall down. I don't want to. Bury me somewhere else. You know, I don't want to be buried because of that. That's going to be the last final revelation of God in that magnitude. God reveals himself to us every single day if we choose to see it. As we mentioned yesterday, you can look at your body and see God in every single thing. You can look all around you. I mean, I really should say, how can you look around and don't find and see God in every single thing that is there? He's there. We choose not to see it. We choose not to see it. It's almost like Venetian blinds. You know, you have the blind, they open like this. You let the light in, right? And then you slowly turn that little rod over there, and there's no light. That's what we do. Sometimes we close the light, and we all open the shades. We close the shade, and it's convenient. We always remember God saying, "Oh God, I need something. Here you are. You're all over the place. Thank you, thank you, thank you." You don't need him. Everything seems to be okay. You put down your shades. You know, dim on the night, sweet darling, and it's all goodbye, good luck. Where is God? Not here. Who is God? Right? That's how we do. That's our choice. That revelation is going to be completely different. Where you want it, or don't want it. It's there. Boom. And that exposure of such awesomeness. Listen, even a person that you will be able to witness tremendous spiritual, I would hate to use energy, but spiritual, energy that comes out of it sometimes overwhelms us. That's a human being. And it's not even a fraction. Imagine HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself comes, then you can hide from that. Nor you can run. So we give a testimony on those events that happen in Mitzrayim, and in creation, we give a testimony that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is one, and everything comes from him. And the world was created in the 6 days, and the 7th day, Shabbat ve'inafash. He rested. Not that he rested, he let things fall in place. HaKadosh Baruch Hu does not rest. He never gets tired. So this is a testimony. Shekatuv. Ki sheshet yamim asa Hashem. Because the Pasuk says, in 6 days, what do you give a testimony? On that. The Shabbat, he klal, hakol. In a Shabbat, he included everything. Everything was included on Shabbat. The same thing as we said yesterday. Everything is included in the human being. If you want to talk Kabbalistically about the 4 different levels of world, it exists into you. If you want to talk about the balances of forces in harmony, it exists in you. So Shabbat includes everything. Kalal hakol. Everything was set into place for Shabbat to come. So everything includes within this Shabbat. Ve'amar Rabbi Yosef said further, Masha Katuv, what it says, Titen emet leYaakov, you give the truth to Yaakov, right? It's as you say. What is that? Ve'shamru bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat. And Bnei Israel will guard. I'm not just a Shabbat observer. Observing means I don't like this thing, you know, because you taken the word out of its content, really. Because I'm observing Shabbat. Yes, I'm sitting down here and I'm observing Shabbat. Shabbat, you know, it's like I have no involvement. I am guarding it. I'm a Shabbat participator, should I say. It would be more appropriate to say. I'm a guard. I'm doing an active duty. I'm working on it. It's a part of me. I'm not just like sitting down and watching how the wheels go by and by. So, Shamru, it means they were active in guarding. They weren't just sitting down and post and falling asleep. They guarded it. They were aware. Shamru, it's active. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat. Now, Mi shemeid sheker, whoever gives a false testimony, all over, Meshaker b'Shabbat, would lie also on Shabbat. Shehu idut emet, and that is a true testimony. So you can't lie. Why can't you lie? Because there is God. Now you might understand why is a person who violates the Shabbat cannot exempt me in my obligation to sanctify the Shabbat throughout the Kiddush, what we say the Kiddush. Because how can you give me a testimony on something that you are corrupted by? No, it doesn't apply to you. You are nogea badavar. It's like, for example, you will take a judge, right, to be a judge over a case in which he himself is involved in. You can't do that. You have to be clean. You need to guard the Shabbat, not violate it. So I cannot give a testimony on something that I myself, because we said yesterday also, I think yesterday, the day before, you have to be inside out. We always say that. You have to be inside out. So I say, yes, Hashem hu Elokim. How can I say that God created the world in 6 days if I don't believe in it? What meaning does it have? You can't give a false testimony. And what we do is giving a false testimony. So therefore, lying, in a way, is similar to that. I don't believe that there's God. Therefore, I would need to lie, because I don't believe that everything is done with the hashgacha, with the supervision of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that I need to speak emet. I don't believe in the fact that we say, Chazal said to us, Hashem emet. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the truth. V'torato emet. And His Torah is emet too. And deliberately said Torato, lo Toratenu. It's His Torah. Because sometimes we'll make our own Torah, and our Torah might be different than His. V'chotamo emet, and His seal is emet. HaKadosh Baruch Hu puts His stamp. He doesn't say yours truly. He says emet. In other words, an emet includes the two extremes of the alphabet in the middle. And it's the middle because mem. How do you write mem? Mem and mem. So therefore your life should be from beginning to an end and everything else in between truthful, identical. And that is to serve God be'emunah. If you don't have it, you're not emet. You can align yourself later on, you're diverted, but you have to align yourself. Your actions need to be truthful. And it's a very difficult thing in our world today to be truthful. People don't appreciate the truth. People don't want to hear the truth. The word that we live in is olam sheker. So it's a false world. We're selling you swamps in Florida. Swamps in Florida has more substance than the way we live our lives most of the time. At least there's a swamp. There's something there. You can go grow alligators. I don't know, whatever it is that you grow in a swamp. Our life is an illusion. And the greater the illusion, the greater the problem that we have with the Torah. Because the Torah is the anticlimax for that. It's just the opposite. So that's why if you are so involved in this world, I'm not saying be a hermit, but the greater your involvement and your awe of this world, the greater of the lie will be, the bigger problem you'll have with the Torah. So usually people that have a problem with the Torah, being the Torah is the ultimate truth, most likely live a very false life. They are involved in this big scheme that they call their life. It's a one big lie from beginning to an end. And that's something we have to remember. And then, even more than that, so therefore, Shemishi ma'id sheker, meshaker b'Shabbat. He who lies on the concept of Shabbat, she'edut emet, is a truthful testimony. Umi shemeshaker b'Shabbat, and he who lies, who tells lies on Shabbat, meshaker b'kol HaTorah, lies against the whole entire Torah. Umishum zeh tluim zeh b'zeh. Because of that, they depend on one another. The truth and Shabbat depend on one another. Shabbat and Torah depends on one another. So what's so beautiful in that? As kids, we, in our truthful, childish way, were able to come up with a concept that is taken straight from the Zohar, said by Rabbi Yosei, which is a Tanah. But what happened later on, when we stopped being kids and we became lying adults with aspirations and dreams and fantasies, we disregard the childish truth only to grow up later on and find it in the Zohar. So never disregard what a child tells you. The child will tell you the truth. The child will look at you and say, "You're ugly." and it's good for you. You better believe that. The kid, if you want to know the truth, ask a child, an unspoiled child. I wish we had the emunah of a child. I wish we were able to worship Hashem, to serve Hashem as a child, uncorrupt, in a truthful manner, without any ulterior motive. Because a kid loves his father because it's his father. Later on, we love our fathers because they give us something, cars, and spending money. So we got to think about this. So Yiratzon, they should live, first of all, truthful life. And we should stay truth and loyal to the Torah, to the Shabbat, and to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And b'zchutzei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, yemale kol mishalot libenu letovah, would fulfill all our wishes, all our good wishes, and let it be only good wishes. And all who are in need, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will answer their prayers quickly, and all who are sick should be healthy and happy to be able to serve Hashem with great power and great cheshek, and we should not know any kind of sorrow, aches or pains, spiritual or physical. The whole entire world should be maleh b'simcha, with joy, be'ahava, be'irat Hashem, and that the word should be a truthful word. Amen. Ken Yiratzon. Shabbat Shalom.